So I've been spending a ton of time playing my favorite Pokemon ROM hack with fast forward turned on and all these wonderful save states and glorious features on my Anbernic RG35XX, and I've of course been doing this using not the stock operating system, but a little beautiful modification called GarlicOS. In this video, though, we're going to do a little experiment. We're going to see if we can theme GarlicOS using some themes from another custom firmware that looks very much like GarlicOS. I don't know the full history of these operating systems, but I feel like they probably share some sort of lineage. This is, of course, OnionOS. So I'm going to drop a link in the description down below to this. Let's go to this page here, and you'll see that the OnionOS custom firmware has all sorts of different themes. My mouse is not allowing me to scroll. Let me turn it off and turn it back on and see if I can now. It is fixed. These are the themes, the various many pretty nice looking themes for OnionOS, and I believe from what I've read on the interwebs that you can take some of these themes and move them over to your GarlicOS installation, and that they should work. I mean, I feel like since the only thing I play on mine lately are Pokemon ROM hacks, I feel like that might be the one that I need to download. But conceivably, you can click on any of these and download them and then follow the instructions that I'm about to give you, and they should work. I like that Game Boy one there. That's pretty cool too. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to download the one that we want. We're going to take our SD card containing GarlicOS. We're going to plug that bad boy into our computer through whatever means necessary to accomplish that particular task. We're going to go into our ROMs partition into CFW. You will probably have a bunch of folders with all your games in it in here. I don't. My ROMs are on a different SD card, but go into your CFW folder. Go into Skin. And this is where we're going to be. Now, in my file browser, I'm going to open up another tab. I'm going to go into Downloads, and this is the one I just now downloaded. Let's go ahead and extract it here. Okay, great. I'm actually going to go back over to my custom firmware thing where my Skin is, and I'm going to make a copy of that Skin folder, right? So that I can just roll back really, really easily. So let's go back in here. Let's go back into Skin, and we're just going to Control-A, Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste, and we're going to replace all the files in that destination. And conceivably, if I'm correct about this, we should be done. So I'm going to take my SD card back out. You just heard it disconnect there. And let's pop it back into the Anbernic RG35XX. And let's power this thing up and see if we have a brand new Pokemon theme on this handheld. I hope that that worked as easily as that, because if it did, that would be quite neat. And it did! Look at that! Now, okay, I already see a problem, though. I see a problem. Recent favorites, consoles. So the text is being duplicated. There's some weirdness going on. Look at the little animations, though. Oh, my God. Okay, so there's something wrong there, okay? So that's a little bit of a problem. I wonder if we can address this. I wonder if this is something that we can fix. Let's take like 2 seconds and see if we can figure this out. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to right-click in here, and I'm going to go to View, and I'm going to do like large icon, and I'm going to see if some of that text. Okay, so here's the problem. These icons have the text already on them. That's a problem because the OS is showing it as text. The icons also have it as text, so it's doubling up because of that. Interesting. If we go to the stock version, you can see they do not have any such text below the icons. So this is, in fact, where our problem is arising. So let's do a little experiment. Let's go and edit. What's going to happen if I save that, if I crop it out? What could go wrong? All right, I think I've got them all done. Let's try that now. The moment of truth. Am I a genius or am I a moron? Let's find out. I hope this worked. Hey, look at that. It worked. It worked. It worked great. And since those files where the text was on top of transparency, I didn't even really have to get the crop there super accurate. It just kind of, again, since they're transparent, it's only going to show the square anyway. So we are rocking and rolling. The only weird thing left is down there at the very bottom where it says favorite, and I don't really know what I could possibly do about that. So we're going to let that ride. But overall, I think this looks pretty doggone cool. So if you want to do this, you can go to that link. I'm assuming you already have GarlicOS installed. I've done a couple of videos on GarlicOS, so I'll link to them in the description. But conceivably, you could go in and download some of these. Now, some of these like this that I accidentally just downloaded by clicking on, where the text might get a little bit weird, but you may be able to play around with this and get something on. This one might be weird as well because the text might be on top of the icon, but you'll see what I mean. You're going to have to experiment and play around with it, but at the end of the day, you might be able to get a pretty cool looking theme on your RG35XX. Pretty cool stuff, guys. If you're new here, subscribe so that you don't miss out on more. I'll see you on the next one, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.